Hello everyone, and thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this beautiful neutral eye and neutral lip with some lashes. So if you're interested in a really cute look like this, keep watching. So the first thing you want to do is add some moisturizer, whatever moisturizer that is applicable to your skin tone and type. And then now I'm going to add a little bit of primer. This is the Tarte Cosmetics Blur Primer, and this is for large pores. So I'm going to apply that right on my pores and also on my forehead where I have fine lines. So this will help control oiliness as well. So now I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting from the MAC Pro Concealer Palette, and I'm going to use the orange one just to kind of conceal, or I would say color correct, any of my dark spots that I have on my face before I put on my foundation. So I'm going to apply these two foundations together. I'm going to mix them together. I really like these foundations mixed together as of lately. And I really just kind of like tap it into my skin before I apply it, before I smooth it out, so that I can get the maximum amount of coverage first. And I really like mixing these two foundations because they're both matte foundations, but they're different kind of mattes. One is a velvet matte, and I really just like the consistency that it gives together, and the staying power from the Infallible matte foundation is amazing. And the Lancome is a little too dark, so I just mix it for the colors and also the consistency. And I really love it. So now I'm going to use this Prolonged Wear Concealer by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to dampen my beauty blender and apply a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes just to brighten up underneath my eyes, because I'm a lot golden underneath my eyes and on my forehead, down the center of my nose, and you know, just more so in the center of my face. I'm a little bit more golden, and I like to have that highlight look, so that's why I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of the remaining concealer on my eyes for a little bit of prepping as well. And I'm just going to use the butt of the beauty blender to just kind of blend everything together so that you don't see any harsh lines, and just make everything just kind of blend together so seamlessly by using the butt of the beauty blender. Now I'm going to use this concealer by Frankie Rose. This is in the color Toffee, just to add a little bit more highlight to the outer part of my eye, kind of like right above my cheekbone, not necessarily underneath my eye. Well, I kind of got in there a little bit, but I just added this just to give me a little bit more highlight. And I was very strategic as to where I placed it, more so, like I said, further out above my cheekbone versus like right underneath my eye, so that it gives me a little bit of a lift, although I'm just kind of going in right there. So I'm going to set it with the translucent Press and Prime by MAC Cosmetics, and I really like this one. This is a pressed powder and it's translucent. I like to set underneath my eyes with this one because it does not crease in conjunction with this primer. In conjunction with this concealer, it just doesn't crease, and it doesn't give me any flashback either. So that's why I really like to set it with this. I am going to put a little bit of Sacha Buttercup underneath to kind of give me that golden look as well. I'm not going to put a whole lot, and I'm not going to let it bake so long because I don't want that very bright highlight. I just kind of want it to be very, not really natural, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, so let's move on to these eyebrows because I don't know what I'm talking about clearly. I'm just going to tint my eyebrows with the same thing I tint it with always. It's some Girl Boy Gel Brow. And then we're going to go ahead and remove that powder because, like I said, I don't want to bake that long. And I'm just going to set it with the Mineralized Loose Powder by MAC Cosmetics in the color Dark. And just go back to these brows real quick and fill them in with the Volux Brow Pencil by MAC Cosmetics, and this is in the color Deep Dark Brunette. And I love this pencil because it's like a powder in a pencil form. It gives me really thick brows, and it doesn't get shiny throughout the day. That's what I really like about it. So my brows are naturally kind of thick. I'm kind of letting them grow in, so this just kind of complements it for me. So now I'm going to use the NYX Jumbo Pencil on my eyelid in the color White, or Milk is the color. And this is going to be my base for my eyeshadow, and I'm going to smooth that out with a flat synthetic brush so that whenever I apply my eyeshadow, everything goes on very smooth. And just go ahead and do the other side, make sure that everything is well blended. I'm not going to go too far up into my crease. I'm not going to go too far up into my brow bone because I'm going to use concealer there, but I am going to go ahead and go into my crease because I am going to put eyeshadow there. So underneath my eyebrow, just to kind of give it a little bit of a highlight and to clean up underneath, we're going to use that same concealer, the Pro Longwear concealer in the color NC45, and just kind of clean up underneath my brow and drag that concealer down and blend it out so that it just kind of marries in with the primer. And I'm just tapping it with my finger so that you won't. So everything will be smooth and seamless for the eyeshadow. So it's very important that you prep your eyes properly because that's how your eyeshadow is going to lay. So if everything is not smooth, then the eyeshadow of course won't go on smooth and it'll just be a mess. So yeah, so make sure that you are prepping your eyes properly and making sure that everything is smooth. So for the first transition color, clearly I love this color. It is Texture. It's the Old Faithful by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just applying that in the center of my eye with a fluffy brush. Whatever fluffy brush you have is fine. Now this is the Morphe 350 palette. You guys have seen this before, no big deal. And I'm going to use this orange color here. As you know, the Morphe brushes don't have any names to them. So I'm just going to show you guys that. And I'm going to apply that right over the texture. And the texture just basically gave me a really good foundation so that this goes on smooth as well. Now I'm going to take this color in the center with a little bit more of a dense fluffy brush. It's kind of a little bit smaller, and I'm just applying that a little bit closer to my eyelid and just kind of creating a little bit more definition on my eye. I'm not necessarily putting it on my eyelid, but I'm putting it right in that crease, right in the middle where my eyelids start to crease. Then I'm going to take a darker brown with a dome brush and go back over that just to give a little bit more depth on the eye. And then I'm going to blend it out, of course, because I don't want to see any harsh lines at all. So now I'm going to take that same synthetic brush that I applied my concealer with, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that milk and just kind of create a little bit of a cut crease, but not too much. Like I said, we want this to be natural, so I'm just basically carving out my eye shape with that brush. And now I'm going to apply a little bit of Naked Pigment by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going to tap it onto my eyelid so that I get the most amount of coverage possible. And I'm being very strategic as to where I'm placing this. You know, just being very careful that you don't go above that line because you don't want it to get all sloppy. So just be very careful whenever you do this. You know, take your time with this part because you want it to look very neat and clean. So that's the whole point of us going back with that milk primer, just so that it looks really, really clean. Now I'm going to dust away any fallout with my brush. And I'm going to take that same dark color that we put in our crease, but this time I'm just going to use a fluffy brush just to kind of move the shadow around a little bit more so that everything looks very airbrushed. Now that I have that, I'm just going to add my wing liner, of course, and I only do a half wing liner because I feel that that complements my eye shape the best. And I'm going to add some mascara, of course, because we got to prep these lashes for the falsies. And these falsies that I am using is, I have them listed below. I mixed two lashes together, and so I'll have them listed down below because I've done it so long ago I don't even remember. I have to go back and look at the box. And of course I'm going to add some mascara to the bottom. I'm not adding any eyeliner to the bottom. I'm just going to add some mascara, like a lot of it, to the bottom to make it really wispy, like my false lashes. And lately, I've just been kind of mixing lashes together. I haven't really been paying attention to what I'm using. I've just been kind of mixing some old ones that I have in my little lash collection. So moving right along to some highlight, I'm going to use the Golden Bronze loose highlight powder by MAC Cosmetics with a fan brush, and I'm going to apply that to the top planes of my cheekbones just to give me a little bit more highlights and a little bit of a glow to my cheeks. And I'm going to put a little bit down my nose and on the tip of my nose, and also a little bit on my Cupid's bow and in the tear ducts of my eyes as well, just to kind of open that up a little bit. Now I'm going to take Havana by Anatasia Beverly Hills just to kind of warm me up around the perimeters of my face and also on my cheekbones. And I'm going to mix Havana and Espresso actually. And I'm going to take this brush here and go down the sides of my nose with Havana so that I can kind of give myself a little bit of a snatching going on right here. Nothing too major, but just a little bit of a contour. Now I'm going to take the banana powder in the same kit and just kind of go right above that highlighter because I don't want too much shimmer like really close underneath my eye. So I'm just kind of basically smoothing everything out. And now I'm going to use the color Rule eyeshadow as my blush. I absolutely love Rule as a blush. Like, it's so pretty. It's an orangish kind of eyeshadow. Gorgeous on pretty much everybody. So pretty, you guys. You have to try it. So now I'm going to take this lip pencil by LA Girl Cosmetics, and this is in the color Cocoa, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. Now I'm going to use this lipstick by Buxom Cosmetics, and this is in the color Poison Nectar. And it's like a very neutral nude color. It's kind of peachy. And I'm going to go back over it a little bit with that lip liner so that it's not so harsh on the outer perimeters of my lips. And then I'm going to use this lip gloss by Nars, and it is the color Pirée. And I'm going to add a little bit of gloss because I do matte lips a lot, and so I'm kind of trying to bring back the glossy lips for the spring and for the summer. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to go back over it just a little bit more to give my lips a little bit more definition. Now I'm going to set my face with the NYX Cosmetics Matte Finishing Spray. And that is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this look. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel for more looks like these or some upcoming spring and summer looks. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter. Have a blessed day. Bye.